Good morning. I'm Gary DeWaal, and this is Bridging the Week for December 17, 2018 through January 4th, 2019, and today is January 7th, 2019. Happy New Year. Prior to having most of its routine work suspended because of the U.S. government partial shutdown, the Securities and Exchange Commission's Inspection Unit published its 2019 examination priorities. These included reviewing the offer and sale of digital assets by registrants, cybersecurity, and anti-money laundering programs. Separately, the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority published a report of effective cybersecurity practices by members. I just returned from a wonderful break in the mountains of Colorado, so I could redirect my attention to the pile of work on my desk in New York City. Let's get started. In its annual report of examination priorities issued in late December 2018, the Securities and Exchange Commission's Office of Compliance Inspections and Examinations said that digital assets, cybersecurity, and anti-money laundering programs would be among its top focus during its 2019 review of registrants. Among other things, OCIE said it would, quote-unquote, monitor the trading, offer, and sale and management of crypto assets, and where digital assets were securities, review for regulatory compliance. OCIE indicated it would concentrate on the safety of client funds and assets, pricing of digital assets, and compliance and internal controls for firms actively engaged in crypto asset markets. OCIE noted that in focusing on cybersecurity, it will key in on the, quote, proper configuration of network storage devices, information security governance, and policy and procedures concerning retail trading, information security, among other matters. It will also especially review cybersecurity practices at investment advisors with multiple branch offices, as well as risk assessment, access rights and controls, vendor management, training, and incident response. OCIE additionally said that in 2019, it will prioritize on matters important to retail investors in its examination, such as disclosure of fees and expenses and the cost of investing, conflicts of interest, and senior investors and retirement accounts and products. It will also review compliance and risk at critical market infrastructures, meaning clearing agencies, transfer agents, and national security exchanges, and focus on select areas and programs of FINRA and the Municipal Securities Rulemaking Board. The beginning of every year is a natural time for financial services firm registrants to reflect on examination and other priorities articulated by regulators and update their written policy and procedures to reflect their actual current practices. Stale or too generic policy and procedures can haunt registrants if something goes wrong. UBS Financial Services, Inc. and UBS Securities, LLC, agreed collectively to pay $15 million in fines to the SEC, FINRA, and the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network of the U.S. Department of Treasury to resolve allegations that they failed to establish and implement anti-money laundering programs reasonably designed to monitor high-risk transactions in customer accounts and report suspicious activities. According to the regulators, from January 2004 through April 2017, some UBS customers maintained brokerage accounts that provided bank-like services. During this time period, however, UBS purportedly failed to detect and report suspicious activities in such accounts to FinCEN when they may have been used to move funds for shell companies involving countries the firm itself had identified as sensitive due to an increased risk of money laundering, while engaging in little or no securities trading. Moreover, UBS allegedly did not adequately monitor foreign currency denominated wire transfers in commodity accounts and retail brokerage accounts because its monitoring system failed to capture quote-unquote critical information regarding such wires, such as sender, recipient, as well as country of origin and destination. FinCEN also claimed that during the relevant period, UBS failed to provide adequate resources to its chief AML compliance officer and failed to have sufficient staff to review suspicious activities. In assessing their penalties, the SEC and FinCEN particularly noted UBS's significant investment in AML staffing and technology to enhance its monitoring and reporting capability. As an important aside, suspicious activity reports are required not just for potential traditional money laundering concerns, but for certain cybersecurity breaches and potential breaches. For more, check out the Compliance Week section affixed to a related article in the article version of Bridging the Week at www.bridgingtheweek.com. And finally, FINRA released a report on effective cybersecurity practices. It observed that member firms related to branch office controls, phishing, insider threats, penetration testing, and mobile devices. For branch office, FINRA said that effective practices it has seen to minimize cybersecurity risk include establishing written supervisory procedures defining minimum cybersecurity controls for branches, and formalizing the oversight of branch offices, creating an inventory of branch-level data, as well as software and hardware assets, maintaining branch technical controls, for example, the identity and access management controls for salespersons and other staff, and limiting salespersons' access to only their own customer data, and having a quote-unquote robust cybersecurity examination program. For phishing, FINRA observed that some firms had expressed policy to address phishing, implemented email scanning and filtering to monitor and block phishing and spam, trained staff regarding phishing, and conducted regular simulated phishing email campaigns, among other effective techniques. FINRA noted that insider threats are a particular heinous risk because an insider typically circumvents many firm controls and may cause material data breaches of sensitive customer and firm data, end of quote. To mitigate against such risks, FINRA observed that some firms implemented measures to identify potentially abnormal user behavior within a firm's network and impose an identity access management policy, as well as heightened technical controls for individuals for privileged access to continuously align access to appropriate specific job functions. FINRA said that in issuing its Report on Selected Cybersecurity Practices 2018, it was not creating any new legal requirement or changing any existing regulatory obligation. Katten Muchin Rosenman will be hosting a seminar on cybersecurity on January 10th. For details, check out the article version of Bridging the Week on the website. Again, that's www.bridgingtheweek.com. Well, that's it for this week's edition of Bridging the Week. As always, there's more information in each article and more articles on the article version of Bridging the Week on the website. Check it out. You know where it is. I'm Gary DeWaal, and until the next edition of Bridging the Week, ciao.